What is up, ladies and gentlemen? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about rejection in the film industry. Okay, let's get into it. My name is Lungile and welcome to this video. Today we're talking about rejection. It can be hard, it can be tough, it can be soul destroying, but there's a way to beat the rejection in the film industry, okay? How I've been able to deal with it is that I told myself I'm going to come up with as many film projects and TV projects as possible. So what I do is I pitch as many TV series as possible. My goal for this year was to pitch at least 12 TV shows per quarter. So one TV show or TV series per week. Because I feel like if I do that, whether they get picked up or not, I can still use the project for other grant things. I can always apply to other competitions. I can also even just turn it into a feature film. So, and like a really weird hack is that when you write a TV show concept, you write the log line and the synopsis, and you're sort of writing the arc of the whole show in one go. So what I found is it's actually a nice hack for me to turn that show into a movie. When it's time for me to write the script, I already know where we're going, so I can turn the show into a movie. So that's a little hack that I have. But the biggest thing is that you can actually, the ideas that you keep on pitching don't go away, because I know it can be disheartening, but they don't go away. So you can always reuse them for different things, develop them more, do more research. It's just like giving yourself a deadline. So that's what I think. I think the more ideas I come up with, the better. Okay. When I think of rejection, I think it's even worse for like actors. I feel like they go through the most. They go to like thousands of auditions and they barely get all the roles. They get some roles. And like when I think of them, like I feel like they're so resilient. I usually ask my actor friends, like, how do you keep going? How do you keep, and they always say, no, it wasn't meant for me. So if it's meant for me, it's meant for me. So I love how they have like resilience and they know how to process things. Because I was always like curious how they handle it. Because I mean, I don't know, maybe auditioning for me seems like you're putting yourself out there like very physically all the time, traveling to auditions, standing in long lines, So it's really tough for them, but I was really interested to find out how they deal with it. Another thing that I think you can do in order to process it is to like come up with as many ideas as possible, because it helps you at the end of the day. You have to keep writing, keep pushing, keep applying. I know there's, you can try to get projects made from like private investors to grants to competitions. The more projects you have, the better, So I feel like you really have to come up with more projects. Sorry, I keep repeating that same thing. And also try different ways to get financing for your projects. I had an issue where I applied for grants so many times I didn't get them. And I thought to myself, maybe I need to try something different. Let me try collaborate with someone. Let me try collaborate with a producer. I have a producer that I'm talking to now. I'm trying to collaborate with that person to see if whatever she brings to the table might make the application stronger. Another thing I'm doing is I'm trying to collaborate with a bigger production company, because I've never done it before and I've never heard of it. Like it works, but it's just something different. So I feel like it's about experimenting. It doesn't make sense to do the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results. You have to like change up your strategy. And I think again, the more you pitch, the more you have projects, the more you sharpen your skills in terms of coming up with ideas. I've realized a lot of big production companies pitch a lot of shows. So it's also just practice so that you can get to the level that they're at, because they pitch so many ideas. And then I've been thinking about like, what can you do besides obviously pitching for grants and competitions and things like that? Another way to deal with this whole rejection thing is like you try to make self-funded projects. I've realized like the most projects that I created, I just didn't look for funding or anything. I just decided, save some money, then I called some friends and I produced these films. So I've produced a website, it's called The Complex. Complex Season 2, another one called Love Stone. I also produced a short film, and it's all because I decided to do it. So obviously it's not easy. It's all about like using what you have and keeping things to a minimum in terms of locations, characters, and it's doable. I feel like this is like the rebel way of doing things, where you're just not asking permission from anyone. You're just gonna like do stuff by yourself because you'll make it happen either way. Another hack that I've sort of like came up with is to come up with ideas that if it's film ideas that happen in one location. I know it's very restricting, but it can be really liberating to try to come up with a story that can happen in one location with two characters. I think these movies are called two-handers. I managed to write one thriller two-hander last year, and I want to write more because I feel like those type of projects are much easier to make, easier to raise money for. Even if you raise money by yourself or with a sponsor, it's like very easy to execute. But the trick is obviously like the creativity behind the story. Like, what's the conflict, what's the story, what's the genre, what's the concept of the film. And I feel like with creativity, that can open doors for you. You can tell a story about anything. It can be a rom-com, thriller, horror, drama, it can be anything. So having those creative restrictions can really like liberate you and help you come up with ideas and make things happen. That's what I do. I try to make films that are two-handers because I feel like they're just easier logistically, and I feel like if I make a lot of them, I'll still be sharpening my skills and still being creative until I get bigger budgets and stuff like that. So that's one thing to think about. Basically, you can come up with a two-hander. I feel like the Duplass brothers do this a lot. I think with Creep, that's a movie with just two people, Creep 2, and they're amazing movies, There's another movie called Hard Candy, another one called Fresh. It's very like limited, and you can tell great stories in those type of movies. And even there's a movie called Misery, based on a Stephen King book. It's like really, really, really good. I think Kathy Bates won an Oscar for it. And it's also like jam-packed, one location, two actors for like 80% or 90% of the film. So that's something to think about. So instead of like, crying and being heartbroken, you should use your creativity to think about how you could do things in a different way. Let me know, guys, in the comments if you like this video. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you can be notified every time I drop a new video. And if you like this type of content, or if you have tips, or you agree with things that I've said, or disagree, I'd love to hear from you guys. And this is it. This is it for the video. I hope you guys keep going, keep pushing, and don't give up. Until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next video.